We're going to be doing the VOD review here for you, Central, on the game that we had talked about. So let's get started. The one thing I know for sure that we have to work on with you is talking about dynamic pathing and actually your routes and critiquing your routes during these games, especially when we get to the scrims and matches and sorts, just to help you continue to get better as a player. I haven't specifically just point blank watched you your pathing every time to see if there is common trends that you have, but most of the time there are, so that's why I'm bringing it up. But we'll go over this game for you and we can start that conversation sometime soon. Like sometimes we're gonna need you to start a different camp than always where the bottom lane is a perfect example. Obviously it's solo queue, so you're fine doing this. If you are on something like Hecarim, you can start Wolves or the Raptors though and don't need a leash and just take away information from the other team. So that's something to note. And you're doing 3 camps before Scuttle here. Curious is if you think if you ran into Vi that you would be in trouble. Obviously your team did not ward for you in any means. You should have took the long way down because your mid laner had priority there. Priority to that side, I should say. So if you look at your pathing here, this is fine, but once she retreats this way, you should be running this way because of your tremor sense. Because now she can't come this way, and also TF has priority, so he can just run up and you guys get a kill. So this is a good gank turned into a failed gank, because if you just change your pathing this way, she's gonna die because of your tremor sense. Because even if she decides to go this way, now you can tunnel this way, and you're perfectly fine. Because there's no plant yet. So your pathing here you just need to just think outside and not feel rushed. Got to look at your minimap for your ganks no matter what right before you gank. You didn't have vision in the river, it's fine, but you could have at least seen that TF was had priority on the mid side, so he could have rotated up easily to secure the first blood. Luckily your team still got it, but she got both scuttles on you. So I'm assuming that you think this is a bad matchup. This is why sometimes you're going to need to just early ward in the river yourself if your team's not going to. Just drop it at 1 minute and then run to whatever starting camp you're going to. Because you have no information, and they got both scuttles, which shouldn't happen. We just need to create vision for yourself. Okay, this is good because they just use their summoners. Very good. Very smart. Remember, you're just taking XP from them when you're shoving like this. You don't have to take the gold, but yeah, immediately go into this. Good job. Especially, the reason why I'm saying you're not sharing the gold there, it's because it's solo queue. 100%. You can get someone to start raging or tilt because of that, so. See how her timing though, like she was right there basically, like 3 seconds behind you for the scuttle. That's something you need to work on as well, is the timing of everything. So we need to, if you know there isn't a clear-cut gank, you need to have your back timings align up with when your camps are spawning, especially since they normally spawn in a row, like you do blue wolves, raptors like you just did, so you know that they spawn in that order. So you need to know when they're going to come back up, so that you can just be there right on time, and then your ganks can come right after. Because no matter what, say you fail the gank, or say you even lose a 2 versus 2 and you die, at least they can't deny you the jungle because you were there specifically right on time. So that's something you definitely need to do. So right here, no matter what, you should be going for the river scuttle or her jungle because she just showed bottom. And I'm pretty sure you're going to go back. You should not be going back right now. You would have actually probably ended up dying, but because Talon ended up roaming at the same time. But now this is where you should be going to that river scuttle though still. Because that's the most important thing that's coming up at this time. I know your Gromp's sitting up, but the scuttle is a very minor objective, but it's still an objective. We need to focus on getting. You're not behind her in any fashion right now, so you should be focusing on that. Because unless you're gonna do dragon, which they already did. Well, how comes it didn't pop up on my screen? They did dragon. See, now you're just 30 seconds in, so hopefully you actually do turret dive after this. Okay. You could have easily been a part of that turret dive because you have your ult, and you should have been the one starting it because of your ult. But they got out okay, so it's not a big deal. So yeah, your wolves are up, your raptors are up, and they got the scuttle again. So far she's gotten 3 of the 4 scuttles. And I think you've denied her 2 camps so far, and 1 the bottom side scuttle. So just kind of keeping track of that stuff. And you don't need to show, like when you just queued that like that, you showed them where you were. You see now they're coming for you. Let's go back because I'm pretty sure they ended up having that Vi's craziness. I think when you showed, no, they didn't have priority top. Okay, I thought they had priority top momentarily. So when you do that little queue though, you're giving away information because they have no vision of you at all. So there's no reason for you to throw that queue there. Luckily, you guys get a kill on Vi for sure. I don't know if something else happens. Yeah, she's insane. You got your ult? Oof, nice. So, just a minor thing though. Don't give away your position for no reason. Now the scuttle's coming up as well. Dragon's coming up. Your 3rd buff's coming up as well. You should be getting that scuttle and then going back. You gotta prioritize scuttle a little more. You have tons of vision on the bottom side right now. You should be fine. They're doing dragon again. See, she's prioritizing the objectives. So she's already got 2 dragons. I don't think I didn't even get the notice the first time if we actually did see. Oh boy, this is about to get bad here. This Vi is crazy. I didn't see on the map because I didn't even notice it pop up, but I'm assuming there wasn't vision of it either, but I was looking at your shit the whole time. So far she's gotten 2 dragons and 4 scuttles to your 1 scuttle, I believe. And now it looks like the Akali's even getting the scuttle for them, or she started it but didn't finish it. And yeah, now they have priority on the top side of the river, so you couldn't go get that one. And see, now this is this is wasted time until you guys crack the turret. So you ran around the map basically for that was crazy. Let's go back and look. I'm pretty sure you ran around for like 20 seconds with really nothing to do. And then you're also, let's just look. Uh, So 417, what is it doing? Okay, 430. So also, so you didn't waste time, but you have to take in consideration here. I know you see them on the top side of the map. Um, if you're using your F keys like we've talked about before, you would know that he's going to be going back to base. Let's see, and then she's immediately going to be going back to base after this as well. So the timing for you and the bot lane is extremely short. So the turret is great. Your objective getting the turret is great, but after that, you have to realize that you guys are just doing this and then leaving because of the back timings of Talon and Akali. You can see Vi mid as well, so their rotations, you have to consider that they are already rotating because you showed bottom is the point. So it turns into 4 for 2, 4 for 1, because of you showing on the ward. Just remember, as soon as you know that they have vision of you, your window of to do things is incredibly shortened. So as soon as you cleared that pink ward, you guys easily can do the bottom turret, which you did, which is great because they showed on top side. But you have to start using your F keys, man, so you can look around, especially in moments like that. Now she's getting, so far you've only gotten one scuttle, and she's gotten 2 dragons and the herald now, and every other scuttle. So you're 4 and 2. She's 4 2 and 4. She's 2 2 and 4. So you have the KP advantage by 2. You have 1,000 gold lead, but she's done a lot more for the team overall because of the 3 objectives she's now dropped. And now they're just gonna crack open a lot here. Oh wow, that Zyra living there is so crazy. You should be telling, like, communicating that you're gonna go before you do, like a lot further than your ping was. Oh man. A lot sooner, so TF can just ult first. You can even ping his ult, just letting him know. Because you did have the numbers advantage there. So this is 4 objectives now. So you can see the gold lead's not a huge deal right now, but their map pressure is. You got 2 turrets, so it's even. You actually have better bottom side or mid side to bottom side control because of both those turrets are gone. So you guys should be able to advance your vision into their bottom side jungle as a group. But them having 3 dragons is the bigger advantage for them right now. So the gold lead is bigger than what it shows. I really wish they'd fix spectate, letting me know like if there's 2 or 3 minutes until dragon. Why is it going all over now? So yeah, the big thing I can already tell you to improve is the timing of camps and being more objective focused, even if it's just the crabs in the early parts of the game, and more vision focused as well. Like even if you just go into her jungle to drop wards, um, earlier in the game, just like advance the actual vision just in her side of the jungle, it's going to help your team out like unbelievably. Just track. Like right now, your vision down here is great. This is exactly what I was just mentioning, where you guys should have uh, easy way into getting vision in their bottom side jungle. So then you guys own, you technically own an extra part of the map. So anytime that any of them show on that side of the map, unless Zyra goes to sweep there, Vi doesn't have the sweeper yet. You need a sweeper still too. You still have your wards. This is something we've talked about 9,000 times. By the 15-minute mark, you need to switch over no matter what, and you need to be buying more pink wards too. I think you were looking mid there. She's crazy. So their two assassins are really strong right now, so you kind of need a GA as soon as possible at this point. So I probably had to change the pathing after Cleaver to go straight into GA because of their two assassins are strong. There's 14 kills on the two assassins. So again, right now Scuttle, bottom Scuttle's up. You just got to ping your team to go get vision. You can get Scuttle, and they're not going to be able to do it fast enough to that you can't go from bottom Scuttle over there. So now your team's forcing. So the reason why I'm bringing this up too is your pathing should have been different. You could have just went straight here, and you would have been fine. They're doing a good job though right now, sealing you guys off because of the assassins. Just looking. Yeah, TF should also get the blue trinket, or Vlad, one of them, just because of their assassins. Need to be able to track them. Since you took this pathing, and you have to stay on this side now. But if you would have came straight out of base to bottom Scuttle, would have easily been yours. Now you're just kind of in a shitty situation because you're being starved of resources. That's why the timing of you going to get that at least would have got your team a little extra vision and removed the mini objective off the map. And this is why you also need to be putting pink wards in your inventory too, because they're just going to get this for free now. But your team also needs to be helping you do shit, and TF needs to not int there, but you should always have a pink ward in your inventory, at least one. So you still get 3 more kills. So if we look at their team composition, they are 3 melee. You guys have okay wave clear, so you should be able to do fine against the inhib turrets to survive. The only problem is they have 2 assassins, so if either one of them can get on your fucking Varus or your TF, because he doesn't even have the Zhonya's finished yet. So look, this is like 3 minutes later, and that Scuttle's still sitting there. Just the pathing out of base is, you need to change sometimes the actual pathing, because you have to take in consideration where they were as well, like in the last 1.5 minutes, to know if they would have vision on that side besides pink. So if there's a lingering pink, there's nothing you can do about it. But you guys are really weak right now. This is just solo queue mistake. You guys should not even be contesting this at this point. You guys are going to lose this fight and then lose a lot of your base because of it. You guys should have just been chilling, maybe getting that blue buff while they finish the dragon. Let's find out. Yeah, you guys should have done... There's no way you guys can contest this at all at this point. You have to know like how strong these two are. You need a turret no matter what, especially since they have something that can lock up one of your carries right away. You guys should have just been trying to deny your own jungle and then sitting at a turret, basically letting them come at you, because there's no way you can fight them in the open right now because of the Talon and the Akali. I didn't care if you took the blue here either. Anytime we talk about when we're in the offensive, we're in their position and we're advancing, you want to deny their jungle when you're exiting. If you're on the defensive, you need to deny them before they can get to it too. You have two camps actually here that you could have denied. You guys should not have been contesting this, especially like after the dragon goes down. But those two positioning's bad, but you should be pinging them off well ahead of time and just denying the jungle so you guys get some resources. So now they get 2 kills and they're going to get your blue buff and maybe the wolves, I'm not sure. But they're going to rotate. Remember, always look to deny even if you're on the defensive because it helps you guys out. You're being starved resources right now, your whole team is, because of them basically funneling you into one lane. So that's why wave management's really important, especially in the team games. I'm surprised you didn't see his tremor there. Nice pick. So this is a moment where you guys should actually, because you know of, obviously you need wave management top and bottom, but you and Nautilus should be going to go clear the damn Baron vision if you can. But he was going back. This is the big weakness of Nautilus though, as support, is a lot of the enchanters or mages, they can check the bushes a lot safer. He has to walk right up to it. So that's a big issue of his. Oh man, he just used their slash for that. I understand that you guys probably got a kill, but that's going to probably cost him his life in the next fight because he doesn't have flash versus 2 assassins. Oh, it's going to take a wild guess that it cost him his life in the next fight. So you should be looking to deny them resources now. So you guys still can advance. You should be looking to deny resources. Like completely go take her bottom side jungle if it's up. You have your raptors up. You have vision to clear from Baron still. Like there's so much you should be doing right now for denying. The vision was really important there too to clear because you guys know that they did Baron with pinks down. Looks like you guys got one of the pinks, or am I wrong? Doesn't look like it actually. No, they're both there. Or all 3 of them, I guess, are there. So yeah, you gotta look. I know you guys gotta pick, but sometimes the best play, it depends on the lead and the strength of your own team too, is to just look to deny them creeps and vision. So now they got the Gromp, I believe. So you got denied even more. These are just things that you could have taken on your own. This TF is pretty bad, but see, this is really like weird positioning by the TF. Like, why is he over there? What good does he do over there? I think you guys actually could have won that fight if he would have been on your side, the other side of Dragon there, because of where the Vi was coming from. I don't know why he was playing up there. He had a Below's flash and yeah. This is a big problem with solo queue players in general, is they get one kill and they think they're strong again when they're not. Now they can, their Baron right now is so damn fast. 2 mountains in that lineup they have is fucking crazy fast. You got a pink, good. Something too that they should be realizing too is they just need to stand still and you won't know where they are. So you've been like starved of resources for a good 5 minutes. 'Cause you were level 13 when they, for like forever it feels like. Yeah. At this point, I mean, there's not a lot you could have done except for like we were talking about when you did get the pick on the Akali. You guys could have looked to deny and just make this simpler on yourselves instead of harder. And then when you guys are mid, you could have looked to try to deny this. I don't think this one was up. This was, but also your Gromp was up that they ended up getting. So you, when you're playing from behind, you have to look to get yourself smart resources. And then you also in the early parts of the game, you need to do more of. I know Rek'Sai's incredibly strong at ganking and fighting pretty much, but she got almost every single scuttle this game. Um, and you need to just drop your ward if your team's not going to in the early parts of the game. You need to work on your pathing, having different pathing based on matchups. If you know you win the 1 versus 1 at the scuttle. If you need to know the 2 versus 2s as well, even the 3 versus 3 if it ends up being bottom lane or top and mid together in the top side of river. Your pathing needs to just be adjusted. Even if you just do, like if it's a bad matchup for you, you can do um, the newer route that Tarzan started doing, which is just farming, which will be wolves. You can do start wolves, do this, and then you could technically do red and then scuttle, or I'm sorry, wolves and then straight to scuttle. Yeah, I don't know why I did this. Wolves straight to scuttle, and then you could go clear out this. Um, what am I saying? Not wolves to scuttle. Wolves to red to scuttle. Um, and then you could do your full clear on this side, then recall, go back. But you need to ask your team to ward, or you need to ward on the side that you're not going to be clearing your buff. Like just think of different pathings that you could be doing. So it's not the same thing over and over again, especially when we're going to be in leagues where they can watch our previous games if we're streamed, and they can see our bad tendencies in all rules. So if they actually have a coach that pays attention. So that's something that I look at honestly is the tendencies of level ones and then like their first like 3 to 4 minutes of pathing, um, which is something I think I did more with when I first was on the other team with you guys, and I'll get back into doing more just so it's easier. But it's something that you could just start working on in general. But big point from this game was no objective control whatsoever, even the just the mini ones, the crabs. And then once you're behind, you need to be able to find ways to get resources. Um, Especially since you're denying it from them and getting it for yourself, and just instead of standing in a lane wasting time. And then also like that dive bottom when you cleared out this ward. I believe it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. So you need to just realize that when you're showing, you're putting yourself on a clock. So right now you need to know the state of top lane. Basically, you saw them up there, which is great, but you need to know their hit points. And if they don't show in that turret, they went back to base, so now your time is shortened. So now what can you do? And you guys getting this turret was great, but you should have immediately got out of there. You should have immediately got out of there and then probably recalled to go contest this side, but we have no vision. They could have ended up doing this as well. But you still, no matter what, you don't have the information, so you have to assume that they're just going back. So they'll be coming this way. So just changing the clock in the timer in your head needs to happen. Looking for the objectives, denying resources offensively and defensively, buying more pinks, switching your trinket to the sweeper. Let's see. Damn. So you got it somewhere between here. So you got it at like the 26-minute mark. You got the sweeper. So your vision score is close to half of Vi's because she's been clearing wards like crazy and keeping up vision control. So that's something you really need to work on, and having inventory spots for pink ward, even if it's just one, it doesn't matter. Your biggest job of you're who sets the tempo, obviously, but you're the biggest contributor to vision besides support. So it's really important that you do. So you just got to start looking at that kind of stuff, and then also mainly you get vision down here as well for like your wards just chilling in your fucking inventory the whole time for 3 camps now. You did blue, wolves, 4 camps, red. You did 4 camps and you still haven't used your ward. So your first ward would have already expired basically if you would have put it down. It'd be expiring right around now. But you would get information though. Like you could have went straight to this scuttle, got the scuttle. If she ends up showing somewhere else, or her pathing is like long, that goes long way like this, then there's a good chance she'll clear one of these 2 camps. So then you could take the blue buff possibly. You get a gank off here, but you're not looking at your mini map before you gank because you have to realize that he can react to your side first, and he has a stun more importantly. So your pathing after this gank should be, when she starts going this way, is just straight down because you have the fucking tremor sense. You can see where she's going and just ping it to your team. Even if she goes this way, you'll be fine because you still would have your burrow, but you rush your burrow. Like as soon as she does this, you should automatically be going down this way. You already use your flash. Or use a flash there, the stupid spectator bug. But your pathing should easily be this because of your tremor sense. And just in general, because she doesn't, she used her flash and we have priority on mid. Like, just your map awareness. You need to realize where your mid is and if he can help you first before you gank. It'll make some of your ganks so much easier. Especially since she has Ignite, she dies, and this wave is just stuck here. Or we could push it and make her deny that experience. Depends on what Vladimir wanted. But yeah, those are the most important things you need to start thinking about, looking at, just being more aware of during the games. I know solo queue is different than our 5s, but a lot of it still translates. So keep working on it, man.